Today we're going to talk about the benefits of dead hangs and a couple other variations for shoulder health, for grip strength. If you're a BJJ wrestling combat athlete, dead hangs are a great way to help develop that grip strength, but also prevent shoulder injuries, also spinal decompression. Let's get into it. All right, so number one, obviously grip strength and endurance, and your gripping endurance, right? So for jiu-jitsu and wrestling, strong grips for controlling opponents, securing submissions, and maintaining holds. Grappling being such a dynamic, but also a very static, focused sport, right? Where you got to hold certain positions. The dead hang is going to be very beneficial when trying to develop that static strength. Dead hangs enhance your finger, hand, and forearm endurance, helping grapplers maintain a strong grip throughout the whole match, right? Through long periods of the match, right? When you're tired and you're 5 minutes into a grappling match, being able to still hold on, right? And control your grips and help that manipulate certain positions in grappling. Number two, obviously also shoulder stability and injury prevention. This is something that's overlooked. It's a great way, whether if you sit in a chair all day or if you're working all day and you're on your feet all day, just hanging decompression for the spine and for the shoulders, right? This also improves the joint health, right, of your shoulders and of your back, reducing the risk of shoulder injuries, which is actually very common in grappling, right? We always have this forward posture when we're grappling, always bent over in certain scenarios and grappling positions and exchanges. So this is going to help as a corrective exercise to help you just unwind and stretch out that shoulder, that chest, that mid-spine. It also strengthens the rotator cuff and those stabilizing muscles in the shoulders, which are crucial and critical for preventing dislocations or even strains in the shoulders, right? We got some core and lat strength, right? Engaging the core, lats, and upper back, helping the overall pulling strength needed for takedowns, escapes, clinch control, right? Kind of what I mentioned before. Strengthening these muscles improves body positioning, and posture, especially in scrambles and resisting takedown. All right, let's talk about the different possibilities and variation from beginners to advanced on different hanging variations. All right, for beginners, I recommend just a basic dead hang here. You see me here performing. Here, I'm just focusing on hanging from the bar. Again, this is very basic, right? You might only be able to hold it for 20 seconds, whatever the case may be, but just hang here for sets of 20 seconds to 30 seconds if you're a beginner. And over time, you'll begin to progress. Add 5 seconds each time you do your workout. I also recommend dead hangs before every training session. It's kind of a non-negotiable for myself. It's kind of how I warm up. I warm up my upper body, them grips, and activating that nervous system. All right, the next progression, level 2, is the alternating single arm switches. This begins to build strength in your single arm and some direct stretching when it comes to each focused arm, right? So each time you let go and you hang on one arm and then you get a break and you switch to another, it just adds a little bit more intensity on that one and single arm hang, right? That's going to develop the grips on that one arm even more so, right? Sometimes we might be more single arm dominant. Our right hand might be more dominant than our left hand, and we can overcompensate with the dead hang. But when you switching your grips like you see up here, it's really going to test that grip strength on each arm, right? Now, the next progression is the direct single arm hang, right? This is, you're not switching grips. You're just trying to hold, even if it's 10 seconds, you're trying to hold that dead hang on that single arm for as long as you can. This is the next progression is extremely difficult, but if you're looking to really develop those forearms, those grips, and you really want to have those strong shoulders and injury prevented shoulders when it comes to grappling, BJJ, wrestling, single arm hangs is something that I highly recommend you progress to. All right, now this next progression, the level 4, is the German hang. Now this one, you want to be extremely careful when performing this exercise, right? As it puts extreme stress on those shoulders, but it's something that you'll see that you'll be able to progress to over time, right? Now this one really just intensifies that dead hang position, still working the grips, right? So just a more advanced variation is gonna also give you a deep chest stretch, right? You're gonna stretch, you're gonna feel it in your chest as you get into that sinking position, right? And another thing that this is gonna help develop is even more flexibility on your shoulders, right? Especially in jiu-jitsu, right? This is before I get to why you should progress and how you should progress to it, here's a more simpler version of it. My feet are on the floor and I just get to a lower bar where I'm able to sink into that stretch without having gravity of my own weight having to support my body as I hang from it, right? This might be a beginner way to get into it, right? All right, here's the final progression, right? This is level 5. This is the skin the cats. This is the German hang, but it's also gonna incorporate that whole body as you develop the core strength to be able to get your body in and out of the position, right? Not only the core strength, but your grips are gonna be tested. It's a whole body movement. Here, you're not only working that shoulder stretching, but it's working that whole body, right? Again, this is why I'm such a fan of calisthenics. It helps you become a master of your own body, right? If you master your own body, then you can have mastery over your mind, right? This is kind of the journey I'm in, just being able to be a master of my own body. But in conclusion, dead hangs, all types of variations, whether it's monkey swings, the regular dead hang, should be incorporated into any training program, right? Whether it's in the beginning of your training, whether it's an active recovery day, how you want to incorporate it is, in my opinion, a must, right? If you're a combat athlete. But that concludes this video. Thank you guys for tuning in thus far. If you have so, and you got any value from this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Done.